Dan Marino, a name that echoes through the halls of NFL history, synonymous with precision passing, record-breaking seasons, and a style that defined an era. But how good was Dan Marino actually? Was he just a stats guy? Or did he have the intangible greatness that separates legends from mere stars? In this video, we'll dive into Marino's career, the untold stories, and why many still argue that he was the greatest quarterback to never win a Super Bowl. Early years and college success. Born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on September 15, 1961, Marino was destined for greatness from an early age. As a high school standout, he was drafted in the 4th round of the 1979 MLB draft by the Kansas City Royals. But Marino had bigger dreams, ones that involved the gridiron, not the diamond. At the University of Pittsburgh, Marino's college career was nothing short of stellar. He led Pitt to a 33-3 record as a starter and dazzled fans with his quick release and cannon of an arm. In 1981, he threw a legendary touchdown pass against Georgia to win the Sugar Bowl, solidifying his status as one of college football's elite quarterbacks. However, his senior year didn't go as planned. Marino struggled, his stats declined, and doubts began to creep in. It's hard to believe now, but many NFL teams were skeptical about Marino leading up to the 1983 NFL Draft. Draft night slide. The 1983 NFL Draft is often called the greatest quarterback draft of all time. Names like John Elway, Jim Kelly, and Tony Eason headlined the class. But shockingly, Marino fell to the 27th overall pick, taken by the Miami Dolphins. Why? Rumors of off-field issues, a disappointing senior year, and concerns about his work ethic scared teams away. Little did they know, they had just gifted the Dolphins the future of their franchise. Marino's rookie year. Marino didn't waste any time proving his doubters wrong. In his rookie year, he became the starting quarterback by week 6 and immediately took the league by storm. He threw for 20 touchdowns and just 6 interceptions in 11 starts, earning him a Pro Bowl selection. Marino's quick release, ability to read defenses, and fearlessness in the pocket were unlike anything the league had ever seen. It was clear the Dolphins had struck gold. The 1984 season, Marino's masterpiece. Then came 1984, a season that would go down in history. Marino shattered nearly every passing record imaginable, throwing for 5,084 yards and 48 touchdowns. Remember, this was an era when the NFL was dominated by running backs, and passing wasn't as prevalent as it is today. Marino's ability to pick apart defenses was unparalleled. He led the Dolphins to a 14-2 record and a Super Bowl appearance, though they fell short against Joe Montana's San Francisco 49ers. Still, at just 23 years old, Marino was already being hailed as the future of the NFL. Marino's skill set. What made him special? What made Marino so special? First, his quick release. NFL defenses simply couldn't react fast enough to his lightning-quick throws. Second, his arm strength. Marino could make every throw on the field, from deep bombs to tight window passes. But perhaps most underrated was his football IQ. Marino had a knack for reading defenses pre-snap and adjusting plays on the fly. Pair that with his leadership, and you have one of the most complete quarterbacks the league has ever seen. The Super Bowl question. Despite Marino's individual brilliance, the lack of a Super Bowl ring remains a glaring omission from his resume. After his 1984 Super Bowl appearance, the Dolphins struggled to build a championship-caliber team around him. The defense often ranked near the bottom of the league, and Marino rarely had a reliable running game to complement his passing attack. Football is the ultimate team sport, and Marino's greatness couldn't always overcome the deficiencies of his supporting cast. Still, his numbers speak for themselves. Records and legacy. Marino retired in 1999 after 17 seasons, finishing with 61,361 passing yards, 420 touchdowns, and a legacy as one of the greatest passers of all time. At the time of his retirement, he held nearly every major passing record. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2005, a no-brainer for a player who revolutionized the quarterback position. The debate: where does Marino rank? So, where does Marino rank among the all-time greats? Some argue that his lack of a Super Bowl disqualifies him from GOAT conversations. Others point out that football is a team sport and that Marino did everything he could with what he was given. What's undeniable is Marino's impact on the game. He paved the way for today's pass-heavy offenses and inspired a generation of quarterbacks to push the limits of what's possible through the air. Dan Marino's career is a testament to greatness in the face of adversity. He didn't need a ring to prove his worth. His stats, his highlights, and his influence on the game speak louder than any piece of jewelry ever could. So, how good was Dan Marino actually? Perhaps the answer lies not just in the records he broke, but in the legacy he left behind. He wasn't just good. He was one of the greatest.